How do you see the Australian economy at the moment?
Again, it's patchy. If I look at our self-employed clients, so our mums and dad businesses, which range from really small to quite medium-sized businesses, what we're noticing in those businesses is their issues profit. They're struggling with profit, so they're all turning over lots of product or whatever they're doing,
But less margin.
their margins are hugely squeezed, and that's nearly every tax return we do for a business. So that's the challenge we're seeing in small business, is the margin issue.
Can I, buddy, do you have, in that question, are there certain businesses that you have more expertise in, or are you talking about, when you say all my businesses, you could be doing all news agencies, do you know what I mean?
No, it's quite broad. You know, we've got importing businesses, they're doing okay, but anything to do with service, where it's down to big hourly employment costs, they're the ones that are struggling, because it's just so expensive. Wages are so expensive.
Is that something that you think with the new government coming on, and they're not saying they're going to change the industrial relations laws dramatically, but there's certainly a sense, I think, in the business confidence, in that there'll be a movement around some of the award wages or some of the loading that you've got. Is that what your clients are thinking as well?
Yeah, I think we've got to do some things. I mean, a lot of the cafes that we have as clients, the few we have, I mean, when they start employing kids, really, on Sundays and periods of time, what they're getting paid hourly rates is crazy. And they're kids, you know, it's their part-time job.
What are they getting paid?
You know, like $25, $30, $35 an hour.
Yeah, right.
You know, and
that's a lot of coffee.
That's a lot of coffee. So our clients are going, why would I bother? Why would I bother opening? And that's so we've got to try and find that happy medium, I think.
When just before we came back on, we were talking about trends in customers. What are the trends that you're seeing in your customers?
So one of my sort of things I love watching actually is how different generations spend their money. So if I look at, say, clients that are 70 and above, they're very cautious spenders. You know, they grew up in tough times as a child, and I think that's still with them today. So those clients, we have some clients that are retired, and they could travel the world 3 times every year, and they'll say, oh gee Craig, we better watch our spending. If I then come down to their children, who are sort of, or maybe not quite their children, but people in their 50s, they're spending big time. The kids have just left home, hopefully the mortgage is gone, mum and dad are now working, so they've got more cash flow than ever before, and they're the big spenders. You know, when they move into retirement, that'll change as well, because they won't have probably the assets behind them to continue that spending. And then when you go to the next ones below that, say the people in their 30s, they just spend everything. So what's going to be interesting is the people in their 30s, what are they going to do when they're in their 60s? Now, inheritance is going to help.
Work harder.
And inheritance, I mean, we see inheritances save the day for a huge proportion of the population.
Really?
Huge proportion that we see.